Hello, my name is Kim Barrett. Welcome to All About Real Estate with Kim Barrett. I am a realtor, owner, broker, and million-dollar mentor. As promised, I am committed to creating a series of short videos for a new or newer real estate agent audience. My heart goes out to these agents because I know their time in the business is very short. As I've shared the last couple of videos, 80% of new agents will be out of the business before their second year anniversary. So let's jump into today's video, which is about misconceptions. And in particular, I'm going to share with you what I believe to be the largest misconception that most new agents, and certainly even existing seasoned agents, they started with this misconception. They still have this misconception as far as I'm concerned. So let's begin. I want to share with you a quote that I came up with a few years ago. And I think I'll convert this to a slideshow and we'll start from the beginning here. See how this looks. Okay. I hope you can all see this. All right, here's the quote. Failure is not an option, at least not on my watch. Agents fail when no one has told them how to succeed. And that's the approach that I've always had with my own real estate company. I wasn't about the number of agents, I was always about the success of each agent. So I kept my office less than 20 agents on my bus so that I could provide not only some good training, I call outside the box training, but also mentoring, which is really important. Now, we're going to get into the largest misconception in a moment. There are two other misconceptions that I will introduce in a future video, but let's keep going here. There's a reason why you're watching this video right now. Maybe you found it, maybe it found you. Some of you may be struggling trying to figure out why your business didn't take off the way you thought or isn't growing, and you lack the direction to move the needle. It might be fear that's plaguing you due to a lack of confidence that's internal. That's all about self-talk, self-worth, how you're raised, what you believe. Or it might be a lack of confidence in your company to help you build your business. Maybe you've gone through their training and now it's like you're on your own and you have nowhere to go. Are you struggling because you lack the knowledge that only the right training, as I mentioned, can satisfy? Or are you suffering from a lack of direction that only mentoring can provide? Don't get mentoring and training confused. How many of you are finding it difficult to acquire more referrals and close more sales? Probably most of you if you're watching this video, and a lot of those who aren't watching the video should be watching the video. Let's just take a peek here. I'm going to play with this so I can read this. Chances are you're investing your time and your dollars in traditional or passive marketing methods. That's a whole nother video series in and of itself. But does Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, local advertising, paid leads, cold calling, expired listings, door knocking, networking, farming, emails, open houses, special events all sound familiar? These are what I call passive or traditional marketing methods, or both. Maybe it's time agents should start investing in themselves and outside the box training tools and techniques, since the traditional methods most agents are complaining about on Facebook that I've seen aren't working. You see, if you're not investing in yourself or your business, you're wasting precious time. Every minute that you're thinking about what to do next rather than taking action that will get you immediate results. You can't buy back time. I give you a lot of credit for seeking out this video if you did, because it's an indication that you want to grow. And that's the first step, is making sure you're committed to your craft and learning what you can. What you're about to discover next could literally transform the way you do business overnight and blow you away. Now, these next couple slides, I will tell you that misconceptions can really harm real estate agents and hobble the ability of a real estate agent to become successful from the day they get licensed, because their mind is all thinking one thing, that this is the best way to go or this is the best thing to do, and they waste a lot of time on things that in my world I would be saying, don't spend your time doing this or that. Don't waste your money doing this or that. It's not going to work. You're going to just waste a ton of time and a lot of money, and you're going to end up with a lot of heartbreak. You'll discover here why 80% of new and potentially great agents are forced to exit, which I've shared numerous times. Those who do survive their 2-year anniversary are generally severely handicapped by what they don't know. Now, there is another program that I've created, and these 3 misconceptions that I'm going to share over the next couple of videos are part of this program called the 3 Unspoken Truths You Need to Know to Grow Your Business up to 150% in less than 90 days. So I'm not going to get into that today. Certainly, I want to just touch on a few things here. I want to share with you why agents fail. This is very, very important. Number one, they're in the wrong business. Many of the larger brokerages need as many agents as they possibly can to support that brokerage. That's understandable. But unfortunately, it brings in people, individuals who are really not suited for real estate. And the sad part about that is for every year that they stay in real estate, they are losing money if they're not generating sales. And those are dollars they could be earning in another field, another industry, another career, another position better suited for them. So if they're 2 years in the business and they don't generate a whole lot of business, that could translate to a loss of what? 30, 40, 50, 100 plus $1,000 that they've lost. That's part of another training that I teach about what are you worth? What are you personally worth per hour? And when you start to think not just about maybe what you pay your brokerage, but what you pay on your own, which is there's hard costs and there's soft costs, but it's about what you're losing. I don't think agents don't think about what they're worth per hour. But you know what? Would you go to work for anyone in any field, in any position, in any career, and not know what you were making per hour? Of course not. So, anyway, my point is this: there are too many real estate agents in the business who are really not suited for real estate. I've already shared that I believe the traditional training programs, many of them, are still teaching archaic techniques. And as a result, they're not working. Now, somebody could say, can you prove that, Kim? Well, kind of, I can, because I've been in the business over 38 years. And the statistic, that 80% failure rate that I keep talking about, hasn't changed in 40 years. So if agents are in the wrong business or the training is archaic, it might line up. If the training hasn't changed in 40 years and the statistic hasn't changed in 40 years, could there be a connection? I think there's a strong indication. This is not a statistic across the board, but it is. It hasn't changed in 40 years. Okay, so why do agents fail? They're in the wrong business. Archaic training programs in some cases, no mentor. Mentoring is expensive. Agents can't afford mentoring for the most part if they're starting out fresh, unless they've got some kind of trust fund behind them to help them launch their business. Mentoring can be anywhere from $50 to hundreds of dollars per hour. And brokerages can't afford to mentor all of their agents because most of the larger brokerages, it's not possible. It's financially not feasible to be able to offer mentoring to their agents. Well, here's the problem. Agents are in the wrong business. The training is archaic. They don't have a mentor. Well, if you don't have a mentor, there's no accountability. If you have no accountability, agents start to make excuses. If they start to make excuses, then they start to fear success. And if they fear success, they don't want to go to work. And if they don't go to work, why don't they go to work? No direction. Here's misconception number one. And this is what we're going to um, end our video with. And then I will work on video number two and number three, which is misconception number two and misconception number three. Here is misconception number one. Maybe for you, maybe not. Bigger is better. A large luxury office with the big brand, bigger than life image can often mesmerize new and seasoned agents into believing that bigger must be better, right? Otherwise, why would so many people work there? Makes perfect sense. And I am not saying that the large brokerage is by any way or means trying to mislead new agents. I mean, they want to impress the public as well as the agent population, and they do a very good job of that. But is the bigger office best suited for you? It does give the impression that everyone in the office is successful, when in fact it is the company that is successful, benefiting from a large number of agents who, in most cases, are selling less than a handful of homes each. How do I know that? Well, 50% of agents across the country sell 0 homes a year. 10% sell 1 home a year. Another 25% sell less than 5 homes a year. And even at 5 homes a year, I don't know of an individual that maybe could survive on that income. Possibly. Depends on how large the transaction was and the commission split. But bottom line is you're looking at 50, 60, 70, 85% of real estate agents are selling overall less than 5 homes a year. But the largest chunk, 50%, are selling 0 homes a year. At the end of the day, what I want to share with you, it's not a one size fits all when it comes to agents joining a real estate company, large, small, or in between, franchise or independent, or anything else. It's about the best fit for the individual. But many agents simply follow the crowd. I have never been one to follow a crowd, not from the beginning, not now. And, you know, that's me. And I don't want to speak for any other agent out there. I simply want to try and provide you some additional information in which you can make some educated decisions about what's best for you. I really do thank you for joining me. And and I wish you so much luck going forward. I hope you'll join me again for future videos. There is misconception number two and misconception number three. They're all huge in my mind. And then I may move to the 3 unspoken truths as well, so that we could possibly just continue with the whole program that I shared with multiple groups. I actually traveled to Austin in 2023 and spoke to 8 women's council networks that came together across Texas and met in Austin so they could hear this particular program, the 3 unspoken truths you need to know to grow your business up to 150% in less than 90 days. For now, I just want to say thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again. Have a great day. God bless.